Welcome to
Nay.
Do it.
Channel Everyone. Okay, wow, that was smooth. We are so professional.
It's episode 2026. We should be professional.
Indeed, and a very fitting episode number for today's topic.
Right, this is episode 2026-0402, and today, we are getting philosophical with our AI. The paper we're talking about is called Therefore I Am, I think. JJ, that title is a brain teaser already.
It plays on Descartes' famous statement, I think, therefore I am, but it flips the order. Therefore I am, I think. It suggests the existence or the decision comes first, and the thinking comes after.
Which is exactly what this research investigates. Does the model decide what to do, and then think up the reasons for it, or does it think first to reach a decision?
That sounds almost human. I decide I want pizza, and then my brain comes up with all the brilliant reasons why pizza is the correct choice.
A very relatable analogy, Isabel, and the paper's findings suggest some large language models might operate in a similar way. They found that you can detect a model's final decision very early, sometimes even before it writes a single word of its reasoning.
They used a linear probe, a simple diagnostic tool. They trained it to look at the model's internal activations, the patterns of numbers, right before the model starts generating its chain of thought. And this simple probe could predict the model's ultimate action, like choosing a tool to use with very high confidence.
Wait, so it's like peeking into the model's brain the moment after asterisk you ask a question, but before it starts, thinking out loud in text. And you can already see the answer it's going to land on.
Precisely, the decision appears to be encoded early. Then the chain of thought that follows, the let me think step by step, often serves to rationalize that pre-made choice.
But the causal evidence is even more compelling. They did activation steering. They gently nudged those early internal activations away from the detected decision direction.
And what happened?
The model got confused, it deliberated much longer. Its reasoning became inflated, full of more steps. And in a significant number of cases, between 7 and 79% depending on the test, the final decision actually flipped. It chose the opposite tool.
So you forced its pre-decided answer to change. And then it had to think up a whole new path to justify the new answer.
That's what the behavioral analysis suggests. When the decision flipped due to steering, the model's chain of thought often rationalized the new choice. It didn't fight the change. It built a reasoning narrative to support it.
This has big implications. It challenges a straightforward view of chain of thought as pure causal reasoning. The thinking process isn't always a search that discovers an answer. Sometimes it's a justification for an answer that was already leaning towards being selected.
So it's not, I think, therefore I choose this tool. It's more, I am leaning towards this tool, therefore I think up why it's right.
A very succinct summary. Therefore I am, I think.
It doesn't mean the reasoning is useless or fake. The process still matters for robustness and accuracy, but it shows the decision-making machinery can be separate from and precede the textual reasoning we see.
This is mind-blowing. It's like finding out the verdict in a trial is written. And then the lawyers give their closing arguments.
An excellent analogy. The deliberation still happens and it's important, but the outcome may have a strong early signal.
It makes you question what we mean by reasoning in these systems, and it gives us new ways to interpret and potentially steer their behavior.
Wow, okay, my brain needs a minute. Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Jiyoung. This was deep.
Thank you, Isabel.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on I Do It channel.